Hello, my name is Michael Sprague. I serve as Louisiana State Chaplain with the Capital Commission, meaning I work with elected leaders full-time, not in a political way, but to encourage them in the Lord. But as part of that work, I've been going to the Giving Hope Retreat Center for into my 14th year now. I just love meeting with those guys. Usually I take some leaders with me. And actually, we often return home encouraged or more encouraged than maybe even they are. I get to share Bible for an hour with those men, and they're authentic, they're real, their life is changing. I can tell you a couple stories that have just touched me deeply. One's a friend of mine who was a real political leader in Baton Rouge, kind of at the top of his game, helped people get elected governor, senator, and others. And he came to me one time and said, that retreat center, what do you know about it? How could someone get in there? And I thought he needed help for a friend. Actually, his life was imploding. And he said, I don't know if I'm going to make it if I don't get in there for a year and have an entire interior makeover come to my life. Well, I helped him connect with some of the leadership over there. He fit the criteria, got into the program. And I loved him before, but after he went through that program for a year, God did so many things. And then he returned to the Capitol and he's working in the political sphere again. God changes lives. And all of us could end up in a place where we needed the help of a retreat center like Giving Hope. I love the way they meet people where they are and lives get changed. The other one that I remember that's so special is one day I took a U.S. Louisiana representative with me because I try to take leaders to expose them to the work there. And so I had that representative speak, and he told about some of the addiction problems that were very real growing up in his own family, and kind of told his story and connected with the guys. But he had to get back to Washington, D.C., he had to catch a flight, and so he needed to leave. But before he left, I said to the guys, this guy serves in a very critical role, and most of the time people throw stones at elected leaders. And so this guy gets a lot of hits. Would you men take a few minutes and would you speak into his life? Now, many of those men had never met someone who was a U.S. representative before. But I sat there and didn't know what would happen. But those guys began speaking into that leader's life with promises of Scripture, with words of encouragement, with stories that that leader could take and live out his life holding on to. That leader had tears in his eyes as man after man spoke into his life. And they probably benefited from his story, but I can guarantee you, when he caught that plane back to Washington, D.C., he probably had never had a morning like that in a long time, where he knew that men were for him. Men whose lives were changed could now speak into him and exhort him to lead well and to live well and to serve well. I'll never forget that time, because God not only works in the men at the retreat center, God works through those men. The baton gets passed, the ripples go forth, and the world gets changed. I love it because God's fingerprints are all over this ministry, and I am so blessed to be part of it. And I just want more people to know what's going on, what's happening, and to become part of it too. Thank you.